I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort and none of any name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing, in the figure of a lamb, the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectation than you must expect of me to tell you.
He hath an uncle here in Messina, will be very glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better is it to weep at joy than to joy at weeping?
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedick of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
But how many hath he killed? For indeed, I promised to eat all of his killing.
He hath done a good service, lady, in these wars.
He is a very valiant trencherman.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier too, a lady. But what is he to a lord?
Oh, you must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedick and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught in the pestilence and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedick, it will cost him £1,000 ere it be cured.
Oh, you will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Good Signor Leonato, you are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes his leave.
You accept your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
You're in doubt, sir, that you are, sir?
I wonder that you are talking. Signor Benedick, nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she hath met food to feed? It is Signor Benedick. Courtesy itself must convert to disdain, if you come in her presence.
Then courtesy is a turncoat, but it is certain that I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted, and that you could find in your heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humour for that. I had rather hear my dog bark and a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship in that mind, for some gentleman or other shall escape precedent's scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
Would my horse have the speed of your tongue, and such contour that keep by your way, I in God's name have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Signor Claudio, Signor Benedick, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at least the month, and he heartily prays that some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Don John. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
Thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please it, your grace. Lead on.
Your hand, Leonato, we will go together.
Benedick, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
To question me as an honest man should do, for simple truth, judgment, or have me speak after my custom, as being profound tyrant to their sex.
Nay, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, faith, methinks she is too low for high praise, too brown for fair praise, and too little for great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that she were other than she, were unhandsome, and being no other, but she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel? In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that e'er I looked upon.
I can see, without spectacles, that in no such matter that her cousin, if she were not possessed with fury, exceeds her much in beauty, that the 1st May of doth last December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
'Tis come to this. Look, John Pedro has returned to seek you.
Secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
I would your grace constrain to tell me.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio, that I can be secret as dumb man. Have you think, sir, that on my allegiance, that on my allegiance he is in love? With who? Not that your grace's, not that is your grace's part. Mark, the short answer is with Hero, Leonato's a short daughter.
Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I feel how she should be loved, nor know. Now, should she be worthy? Is the opinion that fire cannot melt on me. I will die at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
I never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her for that. She brought me up. I, likewise, of most humble thanks, that I will give her and retreat my winded forehead, or hang a bugle on an invisible baldric. All women shall pardon me. But because I do not wrong them and mistrust any, I do myself to the right to trust none. The fine is, for which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that I ever lose more blood than with love, then I will get again drinking. Pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me at the door of a brothel house sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou will prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me at a bottle cap and shoot at me. And if he hits me, there be clapped on the shoulder and call Adam. So, I leave you.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Ah, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant, when in their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying, I liked her ere I went to wars.
That will be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with books of words. If thou dost love a fair hero, cherish it. And I will break with her and her father, and thou shalt have her. 'Twas not to this end that thou begins to twist so fine a story.
Ah, how sweetly you do minister to love that knows love's grief by its complexion. But, lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is the necessity. Look, what will serve as fit? 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will see thee fit with remedy. I know we shall have revelling tonight. I will assume my part in some disguise, and tell fair hero that I am Claudio, and is her bosom. I'll enclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then, after to her father I will break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
How now, brother?
Brother, I can tell you strange news that dreamt of you have not yet. The prince and Count Claudio were walking in mine orchard, thus much overheard by one of my men. The prince did discover to Claudio that he is in love with my niece, your daughter, and plans to acknowledge it this very evening in a dance. If he finds her in accordant, he plans in that instant to take the time and snap it instantly with you at that point.
Hath the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good sound fellow. I'll send for him. Question him yourself.
No, we will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter with all, that she may be the better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Let us go and tell her of it.
My lord, why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humour.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this, till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Borachio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Marry, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
A very forward march chick. How came you to this?
Being entertained for a perfumer, as I was smoking a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudio, hand in sad conference. I whipped me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and, having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Would the cook were of my mind. Shall we go? What's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.